He's going to be a star in the red zone because he's going to win the majority of those jump balls because of that guy's size and athleticism. That's exactly who he is. But let's put everything in perspective here. The quarterback knows he's not getting hit. The wide receiver knows he's not getting hit. A little different when you've got real live people coming after you and they're going to put you on your bonnet or you're going to be defended in the back of the end zone. So before you start giving me some of these crazy statistics that I'm starting to see on the internet, put everything in perspective here. Okay? Put it in perspective here. Nobody's getting hit. The quarterback better be accurate. Let's go over to, I saw some scrimmage video of Jalen Hurts throwing a touchdown pass to A.J. Brown and people going nuts over it. Well, you better be accurate. No one's hitting anybody. Quarterback should be accurate. He knows he's not getting hit. I don't know what else to say to you on that. I took away that, hey, A.J. Brown made a one-handed catch on a poor throw. And I said this to you, jump balls, that guy is going to be a star. He's going to be a star in the red zone because he's going to win the majority of those jump balls because of that guy's size and athleticism. That's exactly who he is. But let's put everything in perspective here. The quarterback knows he's not getting hit. The wide receiver knows he's not getting hit. Little different when you've got real live people coming after you and they're going to put you on your bonnet or you're going to be defended in the back of the end zone. So before you start giving me some of these crazy statistics that I'm starting to see on the internet, put everything in perspective here. Okay? Put it in perspective here. Nobody's getting hit. The quarterback better be accurate. You know, I was like listening to John McMullen, and John McMullen is so correct. And Xander, do me a favor. Okay? Do me a favor and make sure that I'm not misrepresenting John McMullen when I'm saying this. How I took a comment that John McMullen said is that eventually, and I'm paraphrasing here, that the Eagles are going to have to resort back to doing what they did a year ago to win games because Jalen Hurts really can't run the passing offense. Now, when I heard that, I initially went like this. Well, he's not your future then. He's not your future. I heard Barrett Brooks making this comment. Barrett said that Jalen looked good yesterday. And when you look at Jalen Hurts, you're going to have to look at him in a different light because he's going to win you ball games. John wants the Eagles to do that from the jump and build on Jalen's strengths, which is running the ball. His strengths aren't throwing it. Barrett Brooks said this, okay? Follow me here. How you're going to have to put a paycheck together for that guy next year, if he does ball out this year, it's not going to be conventional because Jalen Hurts is going to win ball games for you. Is that going to be good enough for the Eagles to stay with him going into the 2023 season? I'll give you an example on how it's not playing out somewhere in the NFL. Aren't the San Francisco 49ers moving off of a guy who's 38-16? He wins games. Kyle Shanahan is 7-28 in San Francisco. But you know what? They don't like the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo just wins games. Think of that. Barrett said that earlier. Well, if you're going to cut a check next year for Jalen, it's not going to be so much all about numbers. Okay. Isn't that funny? For some reason in San Francisco, they're moving off of a guy who has been to 2 of the last 3 NFC championship games. It's 33-14. And with the playoff games, is 38-16 as a starting quarterback in the NFL. But that's not good enough in San Fran. But that's going to be good enough in Philly. Huh. They're moving off of a quarterback in San Francisco because they made a move for Trey Lance. Okay? They made a move for Lance. They think that that style of football and that athlete gives them a better chance of winning than Garoppolo, even though your head coach is 7-28 without him. Okay? Ernest says Jimmy G didn't get him there. He was just an average quarterback. Well, then why do they have a below average record of 7-28 without him, Ernest? Explain that to me. Why do they suck so much? I'm asking, hey, wait a minute here. All around, I haven't said anything negative. I'm asking you to give me the explanation. That's not good enough in San Francisco. And John McMullen is saying, and he believes being around the team, by the way, great coverage on JAKIB Sports. Please go over there and take a look at it. Spectacular stuff going on. He believes that they're going to have to end up going back to the style. Davey boy, I think the 49ers are making a gigantic mistake myself. The Eagles had their fifth string left tackle. Who cares? Nobody's hitting anybody. I don't care if they had high school guys in there. It doesn't matter. Quarterback wasn't getting hit. Jimmy G is good because he executed the offense better than the backups. He's just not a guy who takes you to the next level. I don't know how you look at a guy with a 38-16 record. The next level, he got to the Super Bowl. He won an NFC championship. What are you talking about? He did get to that level. He went into he went into Dallas last year, and he went into Green Bay and won ball games with his team. By the way, you can't just pick and choose which quarterbacks lead their team and others who don't. The quarterback gets the credit for the wins. I don't care how you want to slice it up. Is it a team sport? Yes, I know all that geeky stuff. I get it. Niners suck at drafting quarterbacks. Yeah. Because the most prolific quarterbacks that they ever had, one was a third rounder and the other one was a trade with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Steve Young. The rest of them, I don't know. They've been okay. Sills only cares if Hurts throws bad passes. I don't know where that comes from. Big Sills, if Jimmy G was on the Birds, we would go to the NFC Championship game. I completely agree. Oh, my God. Can you imagine Garoppolo with that offense? They'd win 13 games. That's a great question. You think Jimmy G would take the Eagles further? Now, let me ask you this before we get there. Okay? Do you believe that the Eagles are going to have to resort back to what they did in the second half of the season to win games? Do you really believe in your heart that they're going to win 12 games throwing the ball? Or how about this? With a more balanced team. Do you really believe that? I happen to agree with what John McMullen says. I think they're going to have to resort back because I don't believe he can run the offense. And I'll stick to that. I don't believe that guy can run the offense that Nick Sirianni wants. I don't believe it. I do not. And that's why when Barrett says this, because Barrett sees it, you can hear it in his tone. Hey, he may not, what was the paraphrasing, Xander? He may not put up big numbers, or he may not put up the numbers that you see with the Mahomeses and with the Herberts and all that. What you're going to see is wins. Well, okay. That to me means he can't run the offense. And that they're going to have to resort back to being a predominantly run team. And that's going to put the pressure then on the front office when you're asking, if you're a media person that has anything behind you, why did you spend $100 million in a first-round draft choice on your wide receiver positions if you're going to run the ball again to win games? You don't have that latitude this year because people will be asking that question. You're wasting DeVonta, and you spent money unneedly. That's the criticism if they don't have that football team with more balance this year. RPOs? Bro, I don't want RPOs on a pro football team. I want to win games with a quarterback that can win games throwing the rock. And I don't want to see garbage time stats. Well, they threw the football well against the Niners. Yeah, they were getting destroyed. Oh, they threw well against the Raiders. They were getting killed in that game too. Empty calories. Sills, when Hurts throws a nice pass, AJ, you say it's practice. I say no. The quarterback knows he's not getting hit. He better be accurate. This is pro football, man. Kyle, that's not impressive to me. The one-handed catch by AJ is impressive. The throw's not. I'm not impressed with that. DBs aren't going to hit him, and the D-line's not going to hit the quarterback. I'm impressed with that one-handed catch because that's exactly what A.J. Brown does. He outmuscles people in the red zone. Been saying it since they acquired him. Okay, I've been saying it since they got him. That's where he's going to get, and that's where he's going to be worth his money. He ain't going to be a 1,400-yard wide receiver. That's not going to happen. Dak is the king of empty yards. Absolutely. Absolutely. R.E., I agree. I think that guy gets more empty calorie statistics than any quarterback in the National Football League. There's no question about that. Hey, by the way, too, R.E., I'll tell you this flat out. Dak Prescott, you better step your ass up, too, because $42 million, I ain't seeing it. I ain't seeing it. Hurts was balling, right? No deep passes off it. Come on, man. Jalen Hurts have a year like Josh Allen. Yeah, sure. Good luck to you. So you think he's going to beat Josh Allen? That is so not happening. How many receivers get? No, Steven, he ain't getting 1,400 yards. I never said. I said he's not going to get 1,400 yards. That's not who he is. Steven, I never said that. I said he's not going to get you 1,400 yards. His strengths are going to be in the red zone, and his strengths are going to be in jump balls. He's never put big numbers up. He's not going to in Philly. What big numbers do you see A.J. Brown putting up? He's going to, again, be in the red zone and jump balls. That's where he's going to be great. Joseph, newsflash, Jimmy G won't be the quarterback for the Eagles this year. Hurts is the QB1, by the way. Show sucks, carry on. Thank you, Joseph. Yeah, I know. Tatiana, Herbert missed the playoffs last 2 years. I don't care about stats. I want wins. Oh, interesting. So Garoppolo sucks because he gets wins, but your guy, he gets wins, okay? And so you're not going to worry about stats then. All right. Tell that to DeVonta Smith when his contract is up. DeVonta Smith will not retire a Philadelphia Eagle if they don't start getting him the football. I wouldn't want to stay in Philly. What, for 850 yards, 900 yards? Why would I do that? I'll never maximize my salary. Don't you understand his agent is in his ear right now going, This is a big year for DeVonta. Because DeVonta's going to look around the room and see Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. Wait till the guy gets healthy in Detroit. Wait till that kid from Alabama gets healthy. How about Waddle? Waddle with 104 last year in catches and 1,000 yards. Eventually, DeVonta's going to go, hey, man, getting 900 yards and 66 catches is not good enough. Look at what Hollywood Brown did in Baltimore. I'm out of here. I got to go to a place where at least people are throwing the rock so I can get paid. I'm not paying a guy like DeVonta Smith $20 million when his contract is up with a guy who's never had 1,000 yards, never had 100 catches. I'm not doing it. I don't care what level of play you think he is. You know, all the players around in that huddle also have to get paid. A.J. Brown's getting paid. But people will start and you know what A.J. Brown brings into the room already? Hey, look, he ain't a 1,400-yard receiver. He ain't that guy. He's a great third down receiver. DeVonta's not going to care about making $25 million. Really? That's pretty big of you to be talking about another man's wallet. That's okay. DeVonta Smith will take $10 million instead of 25. Really? Okay. AJ's already a crybaby. Actually, man, I thought it was pretty cool yesterday when he was talking about 30,000 fans at the link watching that scrimmage. I thought that was pretty cool. I did. Would you rather have Jimmy G or Herbert? I'd rather have Justin Herbert. He's a better player. I'd rather have Jimmy G over Jalen Hurts. He's a better player. What's the point? Care about stats, not money, fool. Anthony, stats get you the money. Justin Jefferson's the fastest to 3,000 yards in NFL history, and they're working on a $27 million a year deal for that guy in Minneapolis with Kirk Cousins. By the way, if you're under some enormously false premise that Kirk Cousins will not be extended, you're out of your mind. Kirk Cousins will be extended because of Justin Jefferson. Those guys are working where you've got the number one wide receiver in the last 2 years. He's almost got 200 catches also. I don't agree. So you think you'll get paid on potential in the NFL? Like what? Dude, wide receivers get paid on what their accomplishments and what they bring to the field. Okay? So you think if a guy throws for 2,000 yards and he's 61%, you think that guy, because he's the next guy up in the quarterback conversation, you think that guy's going to make $45 million. Give me a break. Jalen Hurts is the fastest to 1,000-yard rushing. So, wait a second here. Jalen Hurts is the fastest to 4,000 passing yards? Really? What did Dan Marino do? Marino's second year playing, he had 47 touchdowns and 4,700 passing yards. What are you talking about? Fastest to 4,000. Marino did it in year 2. Get paid off of projections? Like who? Sills, relax. The Eagles will draft a quarterback in 2023. Book it. Smith will then lead the team in TD and yards. Agreed. Here's what I'm predicting. I'm predicting that the Philadelphia Eagles will resort back to their winning ways, and those winning ways will be running the ball, and it will be another unbalanced season again this year. That's my prediction. Let's see if we're wrong. I don't have faith in his arm and his arm talent. And throwing it in practice when the quarterback's not getting hit and you're not defending A.J. Brown is fool's gold. Now, I told you, I still think they win the East because he's smart. Like Barrett said, he's going to win games because that's what's going to keep him in the conversation for 2023. And then at the end of the year, you're going to have an even tougher decision to make. He'll be on a team that wins 12 games. And you know what the debate will be then? Well, he's not going to put, like Barrett said, big statistics up. Even Barrett said that today. And I agree with Barrett. He's not going to put big statistics up this year. 22 touchdowns, 21 touchdowns, 3,600 yards, 800 rushing, something like that. But they're going to win 12 games. Then you got a debate at the end of the year. You want to move off that. Same thing that they did in San Francisco with Garoppolo. Look at how much John Lynch waffled off that decision. Even though they gave up 3 ones to move up in that 2-hole to get Trey Lance. Look how much they gave. Okay? Eagles fan, my prediction is that A.J. Brown will help Hurts, and Hurts will be great. 12 wins is great. Solo, F stats, just win. Will that be good enough then? And here, I love the debate that those guys had. Xander, I love the debate that those guys had today because it really is the question. Okay, if he doesn't put up 4,000 yards and he doesn't put up those big numbers, they win 12 ball games. Are you cool with that moving forward? Are you cool with that knowing that your wide receivers are not going to be utilized to the maximum? AJ probably because of what we saw in that scrimmage yesterday. You put him in the red zone, you put him on third down, that guy's going to go get it. He is again, his numbers are not elite. He is as a player, though. He's elite. I completely agree. No, Sills, you said we could go to the NFC Championship game. Thank you, James, for reminding me. You're right. Hurts' ceiling just isn't enough to win it all. That's exactly what they said about Garoppolo in San Francisco, even though he got to the Super Bowl. Okay? BKN, that Cowboy team getting bounced last year was a disgrace. You pay a guy $70 million with his signing bonus last year and gave him $42 million, and you crapped the bed in the opening round? Disaster. That was a disaster for the Cowboys. Disaster. Because now you start doing this, and then you're in salary cap hell. Then you got to get rid of Jettison and Amari Cooper. Then you got Michael Gallup still injured. Then you lose another guy. Hey, man, I'll tell you what. May I make this out to you? I said this to you guys last week. I may have to put an addendum on this because I said the Cowboys would sweep the Eagles. I'm beginning to think that the Cowboys may not make the playoffs. The Cowboys may not make the playoffs. I'm starting to float down that lane. They may not make the playoffs. Tony Pollard's their best back, and if you got to run that football team through Ezekiel Elliott, you're in trouble. By the way, Gary Cobb will not be with us today at 4:30, 5:30. Tomorrow, we're going to talk to Carl Peterson, former Philadelphia Eagle executive, was with Dick Vermeil at the Hall of Fame ceremonies over the weekend. Also hired Dick Vermeil in Kansas City when he was the general manager of the Kansas City Chiefs. Then on Wednesday, Michael Irvin at 3:30 from the NFL Network will join us. So we'll have Michael, and then Mike Quick will join us on Thursday. I don't think the Cowboys make the postseason. Blake Bortles had big stats one year, and they sucked. I think Blake Bortles, if I'm not mistaken, Justin, Didn't he make it to the AFC Championship game? Didn't they go into Heinz Field and beat the Steelers? Jordan Davis looked great in that scrimmage. Okay? That's great to hear. Okay? Dome says, Hurts not having the championship. I'm sorry for saying that, but he didn't win a championship in college. No, he lost his job. Please, guys, hit the like button. I appreciate it. As long as Hurts improves and manages a team, 4,025 touchdowns. We'll see. Seals, you're going to have a whole season of recanting when it comes to the Eagles. Keep it coming. What, I said you're going to win 12 games to get to the NFC title game? Okay. Recanting what? That not happening? Are you rooting against your team? I'm not. Hey, Susan. Jordan Davis at 6'6", 335 pounds. Moving that kid Jerkins around like that. Dude, that's a good sign. That's a good thing, man. That's good. That's Tracy Rocker, the D-line coach, and his influence. Man, I like that. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. That's a Hey, I told you this last week. Don't be down on the Kobe Dean. Give him a chance, please. Don't be down on him. I am not down on him. Okay? From what I'm understanding from some of the people that are there in practice, he's looking a little lost. It happens. All of a sudden, you're not running with the ones anymore. You're not quite getting what they're asking you to do. Just be more patient. Some guys, it comes fast. Some guys, it takes a little time. Relax. I am very high on the kid. Bump the brakes. I know everybody wants to look at him as Derek Brooks. Relax. He'll get there. He'll get there because he wants to get there. So relax. Bump your brakes on him. I wouldn't go crazy on not seeing him in the starting lineup right now. I want to see Davis go against Vita Vea. Hey, that would be like an asteroid hitting the moon. All right, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you're talking about some big people, man. Anthony, freshman year, Hurts won it all before Tua. Do your research. Jalen Hurts never won the national championship as a starting quarterback in Alabama. That's not true. That is not true. Do your homework. I vote on the damn top 25. Okay, he was beat in the national title game. He lost to Deshaun Watson in Clemson. Do your homework, guy. Do your homework. By the way, Kelly, congratulations. The most impressive person in camp has been Kaiser White. He's the most impressive player in camp. The most impressive player. I'll tell you what, man. That may be the free agent or trade sign for the offseason for the Eagles. I mean, that kid Kaiser White can play, runs to the ball. I've heard people say nothing but spectacular things, okay, about him. Okay? He is outstanding. Still serious question. If Hurts isn't it, but you said we will win 12 games this year. Next year, if they get rid of him, would that be a problem for A.J. Brown because they are so close? James, that's the dilemma the guys were talking about earlier. I agree with this dilemma. It's the same dilemma, James, that they went through in San Francisco with Garoppolo. How do you move off a guy who's 38-16 and 5-2 in the postseason for an unknown? Garoppolo's never going to throw for 4,500 yards, 35 touchdowns, but he's got quite a resume. 5-2 postseason. Great win percentage as a starting quarterback, one of the tops in NFL history. How do you move off of that? I agree. What's more important to you? Now, let's do this. What you don't want to have happen is you don't want to make Philadelphia a pariah city when it comes to wideouts. Because all of a sudden, what if both guys, hypothetically, what if A.J. Brown and DeVonta don't have 1,000-yard seasons this year? They win 12 games, though. What do you think what that'll mean to potential free agents wanting to play in Philly? Okay? What would that mean? If you're DeVonta Smith, do you want to stay in Philadelphia? Oh, look, if I'm winning a Super Bowl and I'm getting 900 yards and I'm getting 70 catches, I'm going to have to compromise myself like they did in New England. Okay? Winning makes you compromise. Losing, I'm not staying in Philly for a 9-8 record and 90 catches and 900 yards. I'm not staying in Philly for that. I'm not maximizing my potential. Jimmy should come to Philly. We'll talk about that down the line here. Hey, Dan, do you think Hurts is anywhere close to McNabb? No. You're not a balanced team. You're not a balanced team. So wait a minute. Ernest says that the Eagles are a balanced team. What? In non-contact scrimmages? Do you really think that you're a balanced team in non-contact scrimmages? Well, when the games mattered, you weren't. And the two systems that you ran last year, one was way over Jalen Hurts' head, the first 2 and 5 part of the season. And then in the second half, they took the ball out of his hand. That's the question I asked you. Do you think you're going to win games? Here, you think this Philadelphia Eagle team is going to win 12 games with a balanced attack? Yes or no? I don't believe so. I think they're going to win 12 games with what they did last year and an improved passing game. Yeah. It's going to be an improved passing game just because of what you added over there, but not significantly because of the guy throwing it. Timothy says no. Oh, I think you're going to have to run the ball more than you throw the ball. So, right. So do you think you could throw the ball more this year and win more games than you did last year? Yes or no? Do you think you can throw the ball more this year than run it? That's probably a simpler way of doing this topic question. Do you think you can? Because I completely do not. McNabb was a much better passer than Hurts is, but no way. Wow, Winston got hurt in practice again. Can you imagine if Garoppolo goes to New Orleans? I would make a call today if that's the case. With Michael Thomas and those guys down there and that defense, and you put Garoppolo down there, it'd be like Drew Brees going down there. Wow. Man, some guys just get all the luck in the world, don't they, like Garoppolo? So he's in New England. He's got Kyle Shanahan. And now he may have an opportunity to go down and play in New Orleans with all those guys. Holy, wow. Yeah, man. I think you're going to have to run the ball to win games. I agree with John McMullen. If we don't run, we lose. Lito, I agree. But that's okay. It builds an identity. I want them to do that. Listen here, guys. This is what I want and how I want them to start this season out against the Lions. Dude, run that thing downhill. Run that thing downhill. Win first and second down. Remember I told you? If I am the Eagles and I want to win games and I want to win 12 games and I want to put myself in the top 4 and final 4 in the NFC when everything is said and done at the end of the year, I want to win first and second down. That is my number one priority, is to win first and second down. Because if I'm 3rd and 3, Jalen's going to have a great year. If Jalen is in the position that he was last year where he's 3rd and 9, Eagles are in trouble. You're not winning ball games like that. Sills, you just compared Drew Brees to Jimmy Garoppolo? He's got a better postseason record. Okay? It'd be like Garoppolo. It would be like Breeze going to New Orleans. Drew Brees was a good quarterback in San Diego. He wasn't Drew Brees when he got to New Orleans. This guy had a chicken wing. They took Dante Culpepper in Miami because of that chicken wing that was shattered in Kansas City game versus the Chargers at the end of the year. Okay? Dude, oh my God, that's another thing. I got to take a time out here. Whew. You guys just reminded me of something. You want Jalen Hurts to get a contract to be the starting quarterback for the next 5 years in Philadelphia? I'm going to tell you how you can make that happen. I'm going to tell you guys how you can make that happen. All right. My friends at Morgan & Morgan, where the fee is free, meaning this, they don't get paid unless you do, guys. Look, if you're hurt or injured on the job, finding that attorney is one of the most important things that you could possibly do for you and your family. For the people is not a slogan. This is who they are, and this is what they do. Past 30 years, Morgan & Morgan has collected over $13.5 billion for their clients, representing them in court and saying this: they will never be intimidated, and there's no such thing as a fender bender when you go to Morgan & Morgan. They will take care of you with their 800 attorneys in offices in Philadelphia, New York, and in Florida. It's the biggest firm in the country. Call them at 800-512-1600. The call is free. The consultation's free. 800-512-1600. That's 800-512-1600. Open 24/7, 7 days a week. And when you call them, do me a favor. Tell them Big Sil sent you.
When choosing a lawyer for your injury case, you may ask, does the size of the law firm matter? Well, of course it does. The insurance company, they're huge with unlimited resources. And whether your case is big or small, they're built to bully you out of the money you're owed. But here's the good news. We're big too, the biggest actually. And we're built to fight to make them pay for all that was taken from you. Size is our strength. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.